This is CJ, and as an aircraft enthusiast, former pilot, and former firefighter in the state of California, of course, I'm a logistical geek when it comes to fires, and what's going on in Napa definitely weighs heavy on my heart. But I wanted to show you a couple of tools if you want to see what the air tankers are doing live in any theater of battle, as I call it. And the first tool I'm going to show you is Flight Radar 24. That's flightradar24.com. I'll put the link in the bottom of the video. But right now it's 1:46 p.m. on Thursday, October 12th, 1:46 p.m. Pacific time. And we're looking at a number of aircraft live flying around. And I just wanted to give you some tips on viewing this. Here's this big old DC-10 coming in. I already know what it is. This is the DC-10 tanker. It looks like most of the tankers for this operation in the Napa area are flying out of the Roseville area where they're filling up their bellies. And so what's interesting is I'm just going to randomly click on some other planes like this one. Sometimes you're not going to get an image, but if we zoom in, and in fact, if you're watching this video on a small screen, you're going to want to go full screen to see it. But this plane hit, radar right about in Jimtown, and we can see this pattern. So even though there's no image of the plane, I'm going to assume it's a tanker. Forget about this. That's that's not it. But let's go and look at some other planes. Okay, Tanker 133. So this is a privately owned C-130, which has been retrofitted, and it looks like it has just taken off from Sonoma County Airport, so it probably has a full belly as well, and it's heading to a scene. Let me click on this A210. Okay, this is interesting. So if you zoom in, you can actually see the pattern. This is actually a light attack plane. It's not that big. So what it's doing is it's flying around. This may even be, in fact, this isn't even a drop plane. This is a Forest Service or CAL FIRE CDF plane, which is acting as a scout, so to speak. He's flying in orbit over the fire area, calling in the drops. So that's what this plane's being used for. And if we end up zooming out, we can see that it came down from Chico. Okay, so let's zoom in some more, and we can see near the area where this plane is orbiting as the airborne command. I see a little helicopter here. I'm going to click on it. It's a Sikorsky, excuse my French, and it's a Huey, a UH-60, and it looks like it is flying around, doing the same thing, patrol of some kind. Okay, there's that plane. Here we have another plane coming in. This is a good-sized jet, and it too took off from the field in Roseville. It's flying in. Here's another tanker that's flying in, and yet another tanker flying with it. Yeah, so we've got a lot of air support. This particular plane, don't know what that is. But anyway, just kind of lets you see what's going on. Here's that DC-10. Let's see what it's doing. Okay, so it's heading to an area of battle. What you do, that's a Virgin America plane, but what you do is you just generally click on planes in the area, and then pretty soon you kind of get the gist of the flight patterns that are going on. Let's see here. Yeah. So, I mean, they got, looks like they got tankers flying out of everywhere to come in and take care of this. There's another tool. It's global.adsbexchange.com. I'll give you the link for this. So this is giving you the same theater. Just instead of a satellite view, it's more of a map view. So we're in the same area, and we can click on a lot of the planes. Like here's the this is a plane that's flying the route, it looks like. Let's click on this plane. That's a citation. Yeah, Neptune Aviation, they do it as well. Here comes a, so this is interesting. This is a C-130. No, not even a C-130. This is a, that's really crazy. This is a Coast Guard training plane. Oh, forget these pictures. See, it says Lockheed Hercules Coast Guard, and this Hercules, this C-130, has probably been retrofitted for fire dropping. That's a nice thing with the C-130s is it's a huge unit that you can just roll right up the back end. So it looks like the Coast Guard's pulling duty today, doing their drops. In fact, they're actually they're flying out of the same airport, Roseville. So Roseville's definitely the center of the universe for the refueling of these planes. And this is DC-10. Now the difference, what we're seeing here, is when we're over on Flight Radar and we're looking at this DC-10, it's showing us the route from the time that it took off. And over on this other site, ADS-B Exchange, it's showing us, it looks like, see, 1, fly back, 2, fly back. So it looks like it's shown us 2 passes already to its theater, and now it's on its 3rd. So you can kind of see the prior routes that it took, and along with live tracking as it moves. And so one of the nice things with this particular service, the ADS-B Exchange, and the link's going to be below, is you look over here on the left, and you're going to see all these aircraft that are currently flying, and you can actually, if I make this a little smaller, you can actually tell it to show you civil and military. And if it's dark, it means it's civilian official aircraft. So you can essentially look and see everything that's flying these missions right now. So that's pretty cool. Let's see, what's this plane? Oh, this is the big, there's no picture of it here, but I don't know if you've been watching the news lately, but they just launched this brand new badass 747-446 super tanker. So it looks like the 747 is coming in for its 3rd run, 2nd or 3rd run. And so it's been focusing on this area. We have the Coast Guard Hercules, we have a Linden Air Cargo private one, we have the Cal Fire plane that I just showed you, the orbiting plane. We're going to come back over here. So anyway, you get the hang of it. But this seems to be the main battle area right here. And here's that 747. I just made it bigger. That's a badass. That is a badass global super tanker, and it's good that they have these big boys available in addition to the smaller planes. Anyway, that's about it. The links will be in the video. I did notice one thing. Let me go down. I actually live in Las Vegas, and it's interesting being in Las Vegas because you actually can, watch the Janet flights going in and out of the test range most of the time. I also, when I come into California, I like to hang over the Edwards Air Force Base area. You see some cool things. Now, what you don't see right now is that earlier today, on my way to California, there was a lot of activity right here, and it turns out that there was a fire there as well that had 2 tankers on it and an observation aircraft. But anyway, this is just how, if you're into this sort of thing, it's a couple great resources, and that's it. Thanks.